ドジャース開幕7連勝、大谷翔平選手も3試合ぶりのヒットで勝利に貢献しました。ブレーブスとの3連戦の第2戦、ドジャース先発は手術から復活したダスティン・メイ、ブレーブス先発はサイヤング賞投手クリス・セールでした。両投手完璧な立ち上がり、投球を見せ、5回まで両投手とも1安打しか許さない投球でした。2回にベッツの送球エラーで1点先制を許し、今日で連勝が止まるかと思われた6回、先頭の大谷選手が第3打席ではザーリのライト前へ片手1本で運ぶヒットを放ち続くベッツがレフトへの逆転ホームラン。この回一挙3点を挙げ、サイヤング賞投手のクリス・セール投手をノックアウト。そのまま試合を1対3で終え、ドジャースが開幕7連勝を飾りました。試合後の現地放送を翻訳してお送りいたします。
Access Sportsnet Dodgers brought to you by Audi. John Hartung, Jerry Hairston Jr., Nomar Garciaparra on a really chilly night here at Dodger Stadium. The fans, they don't mind one bit because the Dodgers stay red hot. We want to have a huge thank you to Alex Torres, the Dodgers Senior Director of Clubhouse Operations, for keeping us warm tonight on a cold night with these. But really, the story of the night for the Dodgers, Jerry, it has to be Dustin May. First game in 685 days, was fantastic for 5 innings, allows just 1 hit, had 6 strikeouts, and Mookie Betts, against his former teammate with that Red Sox team that won the World Series here, he homered off of Chris Sale tonight to give the Dodgers the lead for good.
I'll tell you what, Chris Sale was absolutely dealing. Really, the first 2 times through the lineup, dealing, had really unhittable stuff, great fastball command, outstanding changeup to go on the slider. Mookie Betts found a way, got a pitch up in the zone, drove it out of the ballpark to put us ahead for good. But the story, Dustin May coming out red hot, sharp, fastball, breaking ball as well, struck out the side in the first inning. Great to see.
You know what, up until that 6th inning, when the Dodgers finally scored with that Mookie Betts home run, if you looked at the line 2 through 5, Dustin May was matching the Cy Young pitch for pitch. I mean, it was really even. Dustin May was absolutely outstanding. You see that first batter that he ends up striking out, you can just see the emotion on him, just like the relief, like, I'm here, and then just settling in, and did not stop from there. He had stuff working, and boy, was he just attacking hitters, and he looked great.
And like you said, Jerry, I mean, are you kidding me? His first game in 685 days, he punches out the side in the first inning.
And here's the thing, he had command of all his pitches right away. There's his family right there, his wife as well. Look at that running fastball at 97 miles an hour. Here, freezing.
Dirty.
That fastball right there, Olsen, up in the zone, down in the zone, mixing all his pitches. Then he got the ground ball when he needed to, 6-4-3 to end the inning. You think he's fired up? Of course he's fired up. But I love the moment he took after he struck out the side in that first inning, went down, looked like he was said a prayer, thankful for the opportunity, just gathered his thoughts, and he slammed the wall and said, let's go. Okay, that's over with. I'm going to go out there and continue pitching the way I've been pitching. That was great to see. So proud of Dustin May.
What's crazy is over 600 days ago, we had a filthy meter because of what he broke the internet, and then we got to see it again. He was filthy once again. The movement is there, the poise, the command, the mound presence, everything about Dustin May that we saw a couple of years ago is there, and boy, that is great to see.
And we knew runs would be at a premium tonight against a guy like Chris Sale, and certainly that was the case tonight. Mookie Betts atoning for an error, the first error committed by any Dodger all season long, with that huge 2-run home run, his 3rd of the year. Dodgers never looked back. Let's head inside the stadium and hear from Mookie Betts. He's standing by with Kirsten Watson.
Mookie, you've had 3 home runs on this season. All 3 of them have been go-ahead home runs. When you think about that at-bat against Chris Sale, he was cruising through this one. How did you get to him?
I was just ready to hit. I mean, he was throwing a lot of strikes. And, I mean, he was pitching really well. I mean, there was nothing else I can really do but be ready to swing.
Yeah, this was a close game. When you think about just earlier in the game, the defensive mishap, to come back to get that go-ahead home run, did it make it feel any sweeter for you?
Yeah, it was huge. I mean, I'm still beating myself up about that because that can't happen. And so I'm glad I was able to make up for it, but you better believe I'll be working on that same play tomorrow.
This game was also about Dustin May making his return to the mound. When you saw what he was able to do, his efficiency, what stood out about his performance to you?
I mean, everything. I mean, he was in the zone, got himself out of trouble a couple times. He really just did a great job, and especially with his first time pitching in so long. You know, there were some emotions out there, and you felt it, and I'm just glad he pitched well.
You guys are continuing to be undefeated, 7-0 on this season. That ties a record for most wins, just coming off of winning the World Series. The tone you guys have set this early in the season, what does it say about this group?
You know, I think it's more just the culture we created here. You know, it's a winning culture, and you know, we look up, we're 7-0, but I mean, nobody in here really cares. You know, we're just focused on the game tomorrow, and we're going to find a way to win tomorrow, and, you know, the record will be the record. You know, we're not going to worry about that.
Well, congratulations on this one tonight, Mookie.
Thank you.
All right, there's Mookie Betts keeping it in perspective about each of these wins. And yes, a donning of the cap to the fans and probably his family as well after hitting that home run. And we heard him say it there, Nomar. He's going to be kicking himself a little bit about that error that he made behind Dustin May because May was pitching so well. But it's got to be such a great feeling when you can pick up your teammate and really pick up yourself and hit that home run the way that he did.
Yeah, it is great because I'm telling you, you make a mistake and then it leads to a run, you feel horrible. You're coming in, and then you're also trying to stay within yourself to say, okay, don't try to do too much to make it work. Make it snowball. Next ground ball, you're like, I got to make the play. I got to focus, got to concentrate, and just kind of relax. And then on the offensive side, you don't want to take these really big swings where you're like, I got to force something. He talked about, listen, he's throwing strikes. He stayed within his approach, recognizing what was going on over the course of the game, and he puts a good swing, and it goes out for him. And I tell you, there is no greater feeling than saying, listen, all right, I picked up the team. I kind of atoned for my mistake, and let's go out there and continue and finish this game.
Yeah, you know what, Nomar, we were talking during the game. We blame John because John brought it up. Hey, this team was playing errorless baseball, and you knew that was going to. So
are you blaming me for Mookie's error?
It was written. John just read like Ron Burgundy read the prompt.
So listen, nobody's going to go perfect. Guess what? Mookie's going to make another error. Tommy Edman will make an error. Listen, this game you're going to make errors, but here's the thing: these guys make the routine play. Mookie Betts bounced back, was fielding flawlessly up until that point, and then continued fielding flawlessly after he made that error. So he definitely atoned for that error, but he made a tone for that error with a huge home run here, trying to turn a double play, and he tried to get a better grip. Remember, it's a little cold. He got caught a little bit with that glove, didn't have the best grip on the ball. He should have just eaten it. You know, and sometimes he's going to learn that. As a shortstop, middle infielder, if you don't have that good of a grip, just hold it. You don't have to turn that double play. He tried to find that grip, never found it, and he threw it away.
Yeah, I wonder if as he was going and realized the guy was already there, and then he was trying to hold up, and then, you know, like you're like, oh, I can't hold on to the ball. You know, it happens. Listen, errors are part of the game. You're going to make mistakes. You're going to continue making mistakes. Obviously, you go out there, you work on them, you have confidence when you go back out there. But at the same time, it is a great feeling when you are as great as a player as Mookie Betts, when you find a way, other ways to pick up your team, even more so than after that mistake.
And how about Dustin May? After that error, okay, they get a run. Okay, that's it.
Yeah.
That's all they get. And Dustin May picked up Mookie Betts right there. And that's another thing. Pitchers picking up position players. When they make an error, okay, that's a run, but that's all they get. Dustin May shut them down in the bullpen after that shut them down.
That's a great point.
And Dustin May, thank you for picking me up, and also Mookie for picking me up, because Jerry's putting this on me, apparently, for mentioning it on the pregame show.
Don't put this on me, Ricky Bobby.
All right, let's hear from Dustin May after a great comeback start tonight for the Dodgers. 0 earned runs over 5 innings. He's standing by talking with the media.
Dustin, I know that this was a special day. You had been, I have to imagine, kind of counting down for this day to come. Just how did it feel to go out there, hear walk-up music, be on that mound, and just be pitching back in a big league game?
Well, to start off, they started with the wrong walkout song, so that kind of pissed me off to start the game. But it's okay. It ended up being a good start, so can't complain about it. But there was definitely a lot of emotions that got let out after the first hitter in the first inning. Definitely, like I said, after my first outing in spring training, it was a huge weight lifted off my shoulders. It was just super, super great to be back out there.
Just seeing how your stuff played, though, just how rewarding was it to see all the hard work that you have been doing to make sure you're in a good spot and to see it really playing out?
I mean, it means the world. Knowing that my stuff still plays, I mean, I thought I could strike a lot of guys out of my bullpens that I've been throwing, because I've thrown a lot of them. But it was good to see actually get big league hitters out in a big league game.
What can you say about the team, you know, the effort they did towards the end? Mookie with that big?
Yeah, I mean, it was huge. I mean, we're never out of it. I mean, especially with the hitters that we got. I mean, we can go score 10 runs in 1 inning. I mean, we're a very, very talented team.
What song should they have been playing?
We're going to have to wait for the next one, I guess.
How fun was it? It looked like it was just fun out there for you. How would you describe that?
Yeah, I mean, even if it would have went bad, I mean, I still would have been having a good time just being back on the big league mound. I mean, it literally meant the world to me just to be back out on the mound because about 8 months ago I didn't know if I would be.
And did you hear the fans welcoming you back? And
Yeah, that was felt great. Felt really good.
How at different points, like the recovery process, like did this just kind of feel like really far away, the idea of being back in a big league game and kind of getting past everything that you did go through over the last kind of 2 years? And what did that just kind of feel like when she did get back out there, knowing, you know, everything that went into getting it back on the mound?
I mean, it didn't really feel like super long because, I mean, I was so close before my esophagus. I was less than a month away from being back at that time. So, I mean, I felt like I was really close. And then after the esophagus thing happened, it was just like total reset. Like there's nothing even I can do at the moment. So like playing baseball was at the very back of my mind at the moment. I was just trying to get healthy, get home, and be able to see the next morning. So
what's going through your head? Just sort of coming off the mound, first inning, it seemed like you also took a moment to yourself in the dugout there. So what was sort of going through your head during those moments?
Just kind of a release of emotions. I mean, just knowing that everything that I've been through in the last 2 years, I mean, it was just, like I said, a huge weight lifted off my shoulders, and it was like I could just kind of relax. I've got my footing, and now we go.
A couple times you seem to like close your eyes and kind of look up at the sky, where you just kind of feeling thankful.
Yeah, I mean, I was thanking the Lord for the opportunity to be back, and I mean, there's been a lot of praying and a lot of devotion to Him in the last 2 years of my life, and I attribute all of my success to Him.
The team never stops undefeated. It's unbelievable. What can you say about it?
I mean, like I said, we're never out of the fight. Even if we're down, if we're up, I mean, we're always going to go out and put our best foot forward.
You talked about like getting a new perspective after all of this. Like, what are kind of the ways you feel like that manifested tonight? Is just kind of maybe staying a little kind of calmer and control in different moments, or just kind of how did you feel different on the mound from
yeah, I mean, I used to like let my emotions kind of get the best of me. Like every pitch, like everything would be like super high or super low. I mean, just being able to stay a little bit more level-headed throughout life in general has been one of my biggest things in the last probably 6 months, is just trying to live in the moment. Everything is going to be okay no matter what happens. So just looking at the positive side of things.
Were the emotions like anything that you could compare them to, whether it was, you know, Major League debut, things like that?
Completely different and like way more heavy. It was the debut, the World Series and all that stuff is kind of not expected, but like you're there in the moment and like everything is like going on, you know it's coming, and like this, it's like I didn't know if I was going to come back, so it was a huge like sigh of relief.
How did you think the actual stuff played once you got into the start or attack again?
Oh, I mean, it was good. I mean, it was that's the best that I've felt, like mechanical wise and stuff wise tonight. So I just got to keep looking forward.
Dodgers joining the 1933 New York Yankees with Babe Ruth and Lou Gehrig as the only defending World Series champions to begin next season 7-0, and these fans are certainly fired up. Let's show you how they got it done at the Ravine on a chilly Tuesday night with Dustin May, his long-awaited return to the mound. Just imagine what's going through his mind right there, Jerry, in the top of the first. First hitter, he faces Michael Harris. Filthy meter is back.
Outstanding movement there. Running fastball, top of the zone for strike 3. 96 miles an hour right there. Good. Look at the movement.
Yep.
Late breaking movement, freezing Harris.
And you see him as he's clapping, he's walking around, looking to the sky. You can see that sigh of relief. And, oh, by the way, he wasn't finishing this inning. Look how nasty that slider was. Breaking away. You know, you can kind of look back as a hitter when you're looking back at the pitcher and you're kind of going, what was that?
Boy, his breaking ball has come a long way since we last saw him almost 2 years ago. Matt Olson, why not strike out the side?
And then you saw the break ball down and away to the right-handed batter, Riley. Here, a comebacker, outside corner, freezes Olson. Outstanding pitch, perfect pitch.
Bottom of the first inning, Mookie Betts facing his former teammate with the Red Sox, Chris Sale, and Sale looking like that National League Cy Young Award winner tonight.
I mean, that was a great changeup right there, and the location of that changeup, because everything is fastball coming out of his hand, his delivery, every look, and you're expecting in the upper 90s, and it's like mid-80s.
Well, that one right there from Dustin May gets Ozzie Albies.
96. Look at that thing. Not only is it running up, but it's running up and away. And here.
Oh, that was.
I mean,
Phil Cuzzy had a tough time tonight behind the plate.
He really did. He missed some great pitches on the corners. But listen, when you have that type of movement, maybe that's the trouble, was they had so much movement.
Well, here's the one error the Dodgers have committed all season long. Mookie was trying to turn a double play to get out of the inning, but didn't get a handle on it.
Yeah, he did. He didn't get a grip on the ball. He tried to re-grip it in mid-fly. He should have just held it himself right there. You see it right here. He's not going to get the best grip, and he tried to gather and re-grip while he was trying to throw. It didn't happen.
So the error brings in a run for Atlanta, makes it 1-0. Dustin May, Jared Kelenic.
You know, and Jerry, you touched on this before this video. As you're saying, listen, the key is to settle yourself and stay right there, because there was still a man in scoring position after that error, and making sure the damage is right there. You put a 0 after that, and that's what he did.
Boy, on a cold night, that's not going to feel good right there.
No, that's awful.
Not at all. I mean, he got squared up right there, right on that foot. Does not feel good. Oh, man.
But how does he respond, Nomar? He just shakes it off. Easy for me to say. I didn't foul a ball off my foot on a 55-degree day.
Yeah, John, like I said, I don't think he shook it off. He's just going, gosh, please don't throw it back in there. I got to figure out a way, because usually pitchers like to go back on the inside, and you say, thank you very much for going away. And then after you hit that ball, you're feeling it. You're letting the adrenaline kick in, and then after you cross first base safe, it feels a little better.
Yes.
Then Will Smith is clipped by that pitch, so the first 2 reach against Chris Sale.
And here you're thinking that the Dodgers got a golden opportunity. You got to figure out a way to cash in. But Chris Sale really locked in, made some outstanding pitches.
Certainly did. He strikes out Kike Hernandez, and then Miguel Rojas lifts that one to shallow center.
Yeah, Miguel is frustrated with himself, because you know you have 2 strikes on you. You know the nastiness of Chris Sale, and he gets one over the middle of the plate. He makes a mistake, and you pop it up.
And then Andy Pages grounds one to short, and the Dodgers, after getting the first 2 on base, cannot cash in. So it's 1-0 going to the 4th inning. Matt Olson at the plate. Struck out his first at-bat looking, does so again.
I mean, this is the pitch that Oral Hershiser made famous here at 95. A little comebacker, front hip, comeback fastball, freezes Olson.
That was a perfect pitch. It really was. The location, the movement, everything about it.
And then Baldwin up there with 2 outs, runner in scoring position, hits a fly ball to CT in left field. So another 0 put up by Dustin May. We go to the 5th. Kelenic is up there with a runner on first, nobody outs, and he gets a strikeout.
I mean, listen, as a hitter, how do you deal with Dustin May? He's pitching to all 4 quadrants. Fastball up and in, fastball down and in, down and away, and up and away. And then that slider, nasty as well. Look at this, 6-4-3 double play.
Taylor made, and Dustin May is through 5 innings, allowing just the 1 unearned run. And his wife in the stands, all smiles, on her feet, standing and cheering. Bottom 5, Miguel Rojas leading off, and Sale gets him.
You know, you look at that pitch in the outer half, you're thinking it's going to break even more, and it just kind of stays out there, and then you get that breaking ball. You're thinking about that. It's going to be able to kind of come back over the strike zone, and man, it's hard to lay off of.
Anthony Bonda comes in 6th inning, and Bonda gets Riley. That was a great pitch.
I mean, especially 3-2. As a hitter, you're looking fastball. This one looks like a fastball in the hand. Slider darts down and in. Just nasty pitch.
So 2 outs for Matt Olson. Drives that one, hits it well, but it's going to stay in the yard. It's a double for Olson.
Yeah, especially on a cold night right there. It doesn't carry as much. Olson did square it up. You got runner on second base, 2 outs.
And then with first and second, Ozzie Albies on the grounds. to Mookie.
Listen, really good location with that breaking ball. You know, the other ones, like he's had a couple breaking balls that inning that were staying up, but that one, he really buckled down and made a good pitch.
All right, here we go. Third time through the order. Shohei leads it off with a base hit in the 6th inning.
I love the approach here. Shohei, foot down, just trying to put the ball in play. 2-strike approach. We talked about in the pregame show. Squares it up.
And Nomar, here is Mookie. He gets one middle of the plate and drives it out.
You know, we've seen some breaking balls over the middle of the plate from Sale, but even though it's Chris Sale, it's not that easy to square up. Mookie Betts does an excellent job staying on this ball, puts a great swing on it, and drives it out of the park just enough out of the reach out there in the outfield.
You guys have said against a guy like Chris Sale, if you get a mistake, you've got to take advantage, and Mookie Betts gives the Dodgers the lead 2-1, but they're not done. Tommy Edman at the plate. And it's 3 straight hits off of Chris Sale after he allowed just 1 hit through the first 5 innings.
That pitch was up in the zone, center cut. And you know, Tommy Tanks, man, he will square pitches up, especially from the right side, rocket up the middle.
That would be it for Sale. His night done. Teoscar Hernandez. And Tommy Edmonds swipes his first bag of the season. Throw into center field.
Stolen base and taking advantage of the overthrow, getting to third base.
So huge extra 90 feet right there, and then Will Smith, Nomar's called shot coming through.
Great job, just with 2 strikes, shortening up, just going the other way. In this entire inning, it looked like the batters made adjustments. They were not really big swings over the course of this inning, and they were able to produce some runs.
You know, we talk about how do you win all these games. They make adjustments. Great to see.
3-1 lead. Alex Vesia comes in. Baldwin up there to start the inning. And he fouls it.
Look at Teoscar. Look at Teoscar.
This
concentration
is a great catch.
And understanding this is a small wall, so you got to kind of brace yourself after you make the catch. Great concentration. Teoscar Hernandez.
The first out, Teoscar over the short wall, tumbling over for the out. And then Alex Vesia gets Brian De La Cruz looking.
I just love that stretch right there.
Eli White, strikeout victim as well.
Alex Vesia punching tickets.
1-2-3 inning, top of the 8th. Blake Trinan with a runner in scoring position and 1 out, facing Austin Riley, who cannot hold up.
Well, don't worry about it. A lot of hitters can't hold up. When you see that type of slider, don't feel bad. Wow.
So 2 outs for Matt Olson. On the ground to second base, and Trinan puts up a 0. We go to the 9th inning. Tanner Scott getting the save opportunity, making quick work of the Braves. It's Ozuna.
I love that pitch right there. 95, 1-0 pitch, but it's down in the zone, gets the ground ball.
Ozuna grounds out, and then Albies to Kike Hernandez filling in for Freddie Freeman tonight. Made a few good plays.
Manos.
And then why not Kike to end the night as well after this?
Man. That was not an easy play, especially where that was kind of like that in-between hop, and he stayed with it.
And here's Kike again. He will take it himself. And that is how this one comes to an end. The Dodgers get it done again, winning it 3-1 over the Atlanta Braves. The Dodgers improved to 7-0 on the season. Anthony Banda gets the win, his 2nd of the year. Tanner Scott, his 2nd save. Dustin May, outstanding night. 5 innings, just 1 hit allowed, 1 unearned run, 6 strikeouts. Mookie 1 for 4 with his 3rd home run, a couple of RBIs. Will Smith 1 for 2 with an RBI and a stolen base for your Dodgers catcher. Tonight's Arco top-tier stat line, it's Dustin May's pitching line. Jerry, it's going to go down as a no decision, but in a lot of ways, this was a win for him. 5 innings, a 1 run. It was unearned, and the 6 strikeouts.
He was outstanding tonight after missing so much time. He had command of all his pitches, outstanding fastball command. And here he gets a 6-4-3 double play, but the slider was electric once again. Good to see Dustin May back in the mix.
What a great night for Dustin May. It was 5 years ago during the COVID year 2020 when he introduced us. Basically, he created the filthy meter, Nomar, and in some ways tonight, he brought it back.
He really did. I mean, we're talking about the movement on his pitches, talking about the emotion, controlling the emotions and channeling it into his pitching performance. We're going to go to the K zone and we're going to go see, how it started off, how he was going out there attacking hitters, how he was getting the strikeouts. Here it is in the very first inning. There's a 3-2. There's the sinker, the movement, getting the first strikeout. And man, there's the breaking ball where it started. I know you can break down the spin rate, but listen, we're going to bring the filthy meter back.
Yes, it's back.
We have to bring it back whenever we see Dustin May because that was filthy. So was that one. As a hitter, you're going, really? You can backdoor it, and then you climb the ladder with that fastball because I'm looking down. That pitch, that was just perfect. That really also was in the filthy meter because that was filthy. That's when you go back and you look at it and you're going, really? Was that a strike? You're questioning the umpire, and then you're like, oh my gosh, that really was. Where it started and where it ended, that was ridiculous.
Yeah, I'm looking at Austin Riley, who is an incredible player. He made a great play at third base tonight as well. Just looking ahead, his at-bats the last couple nights, Glass now, and then obviously Dustin May. I mean, he's faced some elite stuff tonight. I don't feel sorry for him.
No.
But I remember being in the big leagues when guys were on, and it's not fun.
Dodgers get the win 3-1. They're now 7-0 on the season. Let's head back inside and hear from the skipper, Dave Roberts, with the media.
Dave, I know we've been talking a lot about just how special today was going to be for Dustin, but to see how his stuff played with his return, just what really stood out to you about his performance?
What really stood out is I just think the stuff tonight was really good. Filled up the strike zone, the sinker, the slider, the pace of the rhythm of the game for him, really managed his emotions really well. I thought there was going to be a lot more anxiousness, nerves that might reflect some pitch execution, but he bottled it up really well, and just really happy to see him get a win and complete 5 innings, and even still, wanting for more, which is a good sign.
And you talked pregame about the perspective you probably got from the last 2 years. Is that kind of how you see it on the field? It's just him being in control of his emotions, not overthrowing pitches, kind of having a slightly different demeanor.
I think so. All these guys try to be great and try to be perfect, but I think at some point, you just got to go out there and compete, and I think that he's not really striving for perfection. He's out there certainly being grateful that he has an opportunity to pitch and be healthy, but then he's not as hard on himself as I recall, in years past, where he's just kind of gets to the next pitch a lot better. I just told him to enjoy this win this night. He pitched a heck of a ball game, and I want him wanting for more, and just congratulate him on a great outing.
162-0 is still out there.
Still on the table. I still got the under, but we're getting big hits and we're pitching really well. That's the key. Is we're really pitching well and getting timely hits. And Mookie's hit was huge, and Sale, anytime you got him, man, it's going to be tough. It's going to be a grind, and he was trying to be their stopper and was dominant. And Mookie just took a really good swing on a tough pitch and handed it off to the pen, and saw what happened. But yeah, it was just another good team win.
And the champions got off to a better start than you guys have ever. How difficult is that to start out 7-0 with all distractions and everything that's what comes with being a champion?
It's certainly not easy. Expectations going across continents. Obviously the hoopla with opening week. Playing 2 really good ball clubs, 2 Cy Young winners. So all that stuff, it's tough to win, a handful of ball games, let alone win all of them. So I think we just do a really good job of just kind of resetting and getting ready for the next day. And we got Elder tomorrow. We got Snell going, and I expect Blake to throw the baseball really well tomorrow.
Carl's Jr. moment of the game, Nomar. It's Mookie Betts. You know, he's only played in 4 of the Dodgers' 7 games so far this season, but he's hit 3 home runs. This one right here was a huge one.
I mean, this was huge. The timing of it. We were talking about the miscue earlier, and you want to atone for that mistake, and boy, did he ever. Puts on a great swing on a breaking ball over the middle of the plate and puts them ahead.
And it's clutch. Mookie Betts, his 3 home runs this year. All 3 of them, Jerry, have given the Dodgers the lead, including tonight. So what did you see?
And really, that's what MVPs do. They come up big in the clutch. We're going to go Access 360 and break down Mookie Betts' outstanding swing. Here, Chris Sale was on fire, really on his A game. You want to get a pitch you can handle up in the zone. First pitch fastball in or half, ball 1. Now you're looking for something you can drive a cambio down, rocket, but it's foul. Now you're looking, he's throwing the fastball, cambio. Maybe he comes with the slider. He does. It is center cut. And Mookie, can't you see? Yes, that particular swing hypnotized me, puts us ahead for good. Outstanding swing. He had that nice, compact swing. Look at the head down on contact. Great follow through. Outstanding top hand as well. The ideal launch angle at 27 degrees, because if it was 26 degrees, John, it hits the top of the wall and does not go over. So he knew the calculation. Outstanding job. 27 degrees. Travels 364 feet.
Another day, more free food. 10 strikeouts tonight for the Dodgers, so you can celebrate tomorrow. Go to Jack in the Box. Get a free Jumbo Jack with the purchase of a large drink. You know the deal. They only need 7 strikeouts to get you free food. They had 10, and it was Dustin May. Nearly did it by himself. He had 6 of the Dodgers' strikeouts tonight as they get the win 3-1 over the Atlanta Braves. Right now, let's head upstairs, check in one final time with Joe Davis and Oral Hershiser.
Well, the Dodgers have sprinted out of the gates here trying to defend their championship. The 7-0 start is the best ever, tied for the best ever from a defending champion.
And 5 of those wins are comeback version. Yeah. And the starting pitching has been solid. They're around a 2.5 ERA. The bullpen, as we saw tonight, is lights out. And the offense seems to get it going just when you need it. And it's late in the game usually. So a lot of these 7-0 wins have been really, really exciting.
Let's go back to the beginning, though. Dustin May, it was going to be a special night. Even if he got blasted, it's going to be special that he was back, but he pitched really well.
Yeah, 22.5 months to wait to get on a big league mound in a regular season game. Yeah. He does it, and he strikes out the side. Tears in his wife's eyes in the stands, parents, everybody. And I'm sure it was a lot of work for him to keep the emotions in, but I'll bet you tonight it's going to be a very, very pleasant sleep.
Yeah, I bet so. They're going to try to go for the sweep tomorrow. Blake Snell goes for the Dodgers. Will try to get to 2-0 himself, while the team tries to go to 8-0.
A little bit of a different start time Wednesday, 5:30 p.m. first pitch for the Dodgers, and they'll give the ball to Blake Snell. They're going to be trying to sweep the Braves, Nomar, and sweep this entire homestand to open up the season.
Yeah, the Dodgers have been playing outstanding. Obviously, it's early in this season, but man, they are fun to watch. And we were talking about the plethora of aces that they have. They're going to put another one on to try to sweep this series. We always say, get greedy. They've already won the series. Get greedy. Take care of business tomorrow.
Absolutely. You have one of your aces on the hill. Yep. Blake Snell, find a way to close out this series in style and have some momentum going on the road.
By the way, Shohei bobblehead today, tomorrow.
It's going to be crazy. Once again, a huge thank you to Alex Torres for keeping us warm here tonight.
So nice.
Thanks for watching. We'll see you tomorrow. Pregame 4:30. If you have tickets, get here early. Shohei's bobblehead night.
ベッツ選手の逆転ホームランは超しびれましたね。雄たけび含めて本当にかっこよかったです。大谷選手の技ありの一打からつながった逆転劇に現地放送も興奮していました。開幕7連勝はドジャースがロサンゼルスへ移籍してからの新記録で、1955年以来70年ぶり。世界一になった球団が翌年開幕勝利を7連続で収めたのは92年ぶりの快挙とのことでした。本当ドジャース強すぎますし、どうしやったらこの球団に他のチームは勝てるんでしょうかね。明日のブレイクスネル投手の先発で8連勝を達成し、移動を挟んでフィリーズとの一戦に弾みをつけてほしいですね。それでは次回の動画でお会いしましょう。さようなら。